All right, let's dive in. Today, we're tackling a case that's been haunting hip-hop, and honestly, just about everyone who's ever heard Juicy, the murder of Biggie Smalls.
The notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, Big Papa himself. And honestly, it's wild how much we still don't know.
Right, it's 1997. We're not exactly in the dark ages here. There were witnesses, evidence.
But it's like the more you dig, the more questions pop up. We've been going through articles, witness statements, even some court docs, and man,
It's a rabbit hole.
it really is. So for anyone out there who maybe hasn't gone down this rabbit hole, let's start basic. March 9th, 1997, Biggie's at this party, big industry thing.
Vibe magazine, they were celebrating their anniversary.
Aderson Automotive Museum. Swanky, right.
Okay.
So the night's winding down, Biggie and his crew are heading out.
He's in a green suburban SUV, stopped at a red light.
Picture it, LA, probably warm, everyone's kind of buzzing from the party.
And then this dark Chevy Impala SS pulls up alongside.
Classic gangster flick scene, right? Except this time, it's real. A guy described as black, blue suit, bow tie.
4 shots hit Biggie, 1 fatal.
And just like that, gone, an icon murdered. You'd think with witnesses, scene of the crime, they'd nail the guy, right?
You'd think so. But here we are, almost 30 years later.
Still no answers. Well, some say there are answers, they're just, I don't know, hidden.
Yeah, the police corruption angle is huge in this case.
Massive. But let's back up a sec. Gotta give context. 6 months before Biggie, we lost Tupac.
September 96, drive-by in Vegas.
And the whole East Coast, West Coast thing, bad boy versus death row, was at a boiling point.
Exactly. So instantly, people connect the dots. Retaliation was Biggie's death payback for Tupac.
It's the obvious theory, right? Rap rivalry gone deadly.
Except when you look deeper, things get murky.
Murky how?
Okay, so there were rumors even back then about some LAPD officers being, well, crooked.
Dirty cops.
Some allegedly linked to death row, Suge Knight's label.
Whoa, okay, so are we saying the cops might have been involved with Pac's murder and then covered up Biggie's to protect themselves?
That's what some people believe. Biggie's family even filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the LAPD in 2005.
They went for the whole thing, huh? What did they claim?
They alleged the LAPD had evidence that pointed to a conspiracy but hid it, ignored witness statements, didn't follow leads.
Sounds shady, for sure. But did they prove any of it?
The lawsuit was eventually dismissed, not enough hard evidence, but the doubts remain.
It's heavy stuff, man. Like, if that's true, it's not just about finding Biggie's killer, it's about a whole corrupt system.
Right, and that's where the case gets really interesting. It stops being just about 2 rappers and becomes about power, race, justice.
Or the lack of it.
Yeah.
And speaking of the killer, what about this shooter? Blue suit, bow tie, was that just to mess with everyone?
It's bizarre, right? Some think it's a sign of a professional hitman.
Like straight out of a movie.
Others say it's a distraction meant to throw the investigation off.
So we've got this mystery shooter, potential dirty cops, and everyone's trying to make sense of it. Do you think any of the theories out there really hold water?
It's tough to say. Some are more believable than others. Some are based on solid facts. Some are more, well, creative interpretations.
It's like trying to put together a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
Exactly. But, it's kind of what keeps us hooked. The mystery, the intrigue, the what-if factor.
Yeah, I remember when that theory about the white Chevy Blazer being involved came out. I was convinced they had the guy.
Yeah, I remember that. But like a lot of leads, it went nowhere.
And it's not just about the crime itself, right? It's how this whole thing became a cultural moment. Music, celebrity, rivalry, violence.
It touched on everything. And it forces us to ask why. Why did it happen? What were the contributing factors?
And even bigger, what does justice even look like in this case? Is it just find the shooter or is it something more?
Right. Is it about addressing the larger issues at play, like the allegations of police corruption or the climate that allowed these rivalries to become so dangerous?
Heavy stuff to think about. So where do we go from here with all these theories and dead ends?
Honestly, who knows? Maybe with new technology, forensic stuff, some new evidence will surface. Maybe we'll get answers, closure.
It's a long shot, but hey, we can hope, right?
Right.
In the meantime, I think it's on us to keep asking questions, keep digging, read up on the case, listen to different perspectives, form your own conclusions.
There's a ton of material out there, documentaries, books, articles.
And who knows, maybe one of you listening will be the one to crack the case wide open. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been, well, intense.
It always is with Biggie.
Stay tuned for more deep dives coming soon.